Valve has pretty much conquered PC gaming, and for a few years now it's had its sights set on conquering the living room as well. Well, now Gaben's guys have just come up with a solution to do just that, and conquer your pockets as well.
Valve has just announced 2 new apps that will let users stream games and video from your Steam library onto your phone, tablet device or TV. The Steam Link app will launch on the week of May the 21st, which will allow gamers to play games on Android and iOS devices, including TVs and Apple TV, while connected to a host PC or Mac via Ethernet or 5 GHz Wi-Fi. The Steam Link app will support the use of a Steam controller and MFI controllers and a vague more controllers as well. The Steam Video app will follow later this summer and will allow users to stream movies and shows available on Steam directly via their Android or iOS device. Valve confirmed you'll also be able to download and watch stuff offline.
This is actually quite a surprise because they've got the Steam Link hardware, which they basically give away for free a lot of the time now. They're just kind of cutting out the middleman, I guess, and saying, well, we'll just put an app on stuff. The Steam Link itself has very little hardware in it, really, and it's just about streaming. As long as you've got like a computer chip and stuff, which everyone's got in their pockets because of phones, obviously. You've got a smart TV, anything that you can connect to the internet, you can play your Steam games on there, which is pretty wild. I think that's really cool. As long as you've got the infrastructure at home as well. You need 5 GHz Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection to make it work. But I think, having tried the Steam Link out, it's got potential. I think this has got potential. I think the only problem at the moment is we don't have a huge amount of details. For example, is it touch control? Can you play games with a touch screen on your phone, or do you have to use a controller, or how's it going to work? I really want to know, and it's going to be free, I'm assuming, so everyone can try it out, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds like the next step in the evolution of Steam and how to, like we said in the intro, conquer the front room as well, because the proposition of being able to play your Steam games on your couch without having your computer tucked behind your big TV, that's a very inviting proposition for any.
It's the dream, man. It's the dream.
You just play your strategy games on the couch with a mouse and keyboard or something,
exactly.
And your big, huge screen like that.
Yeah. 50-inch TV for Total War. Yeah, man. And elsewhere in the news this week, Konami has revealed its earnings for the fiscal year ending in March 2018, and, the Japanese publishers enjoyed its most profitable year ever. Reset Era user GGX2AC posted the company's latest earnings release on the forum. The figures show the company's earnings to be some 45.2 billion Japanese yen in fiscal 18. Its previous peak was 41 billion in 2012, falling as low as 7.7 in 2014. The company's projected profits for the next fiscal year is 50 billion yen. Digital entertainment, or in other words, video games, is still the company's biggest earner, while the bulk of the company's growth seemed to be driven by multiple new mobile game releases.
Elsewhere in the headlines, Destiny 2's second expansion, Warmind, dropped to somewhat mixed reviews. The DLC, which costs $20, includes a new story thread, new game area on Mars, and other expansion type stuff. But reviews have been pretty mixed, Kotaku calling it disappointing but promising, and Destructo gave it a 5.5, saying it's not exactly bad, but not very good either. But one particular point of contention from the Destiny community centers around the 3 new strikes, cooperative PvE experiences you can run in a team of 3. Well, it turns out 2 of the 3 new strikes are just recycled story missions, while the third is a PS4 exclusive. Bungie has worked strikes directly into the game's story, as it did with the first expansion, Curse of Osiris. But it means we're now in a situation with the only people getting a completely new strike are those on PS4. Angry gamers have flocked to a Reddit thread which currently has 10.4 thousand upvotes and some 1,800 comments at the time of recording.
Yes, the players are pretty furious about this, and it's not new really. Jake in the office was kind of predicting it because that's exactly what we had in Curse of Osiris, the last expansion. They've just put these strikes into that's how they're putting it. They work the strikes into the story to make sure that everyone experiences the strikes. That's what they say, but if you're more cynical, then you can see that they've got a story and taken 2 missions out of it and turned them into strikes. So there's kind of 2 points of view here. The real problem, or the real kind of bone of contention, is the fact that there is 1 brand new strike, and that is only going to PlayStation gamers because Activision have got this exclusivity deal with PS4, with Sony. That would be unbelievably annoying for an expansion this expensive. That's often the problem with these Destiny expansions. They're like 18, 19, 20 quid, and they're very lightweight for what you get. Yes, there are big expensive cinematics in there and stuff, but that's not what people pay for. People want more gameplay experiences, and they just don't get a lot of it. So if you have a limited amount of stuff, and one of those things gets taken out and given exclusively to just one portion, one crowd, then that's got to be so annoying to everyone on the outside. Yet again, it's a pretty underwhelming expansion for Destiny, because the reviewers are saying mad shit, like it's good, but also no it's not, it's bad.
Yeah, it's good but it's bad, it's awesome but it's shite.
Disappointing but it's exciting, and things like that. So they don't know what to do with themselves. And in other news, hackers have found a PSP emulator hidden inside a PS4 game. Turns out the PS4 game Parappa the Rapper Remastered is essentially just the 2007 PSP version running on a built-in emulator of Sony's portable system. The only change for the PS4 is a new 4K texture pack that features new artwork. Since the emulator was discovered, hacker Kiwi has posted what looks like Loco Roco running on the PlayStation 4, while others have shown Patapon, Namco Museum and an actual PSP dev kit running on the PS4 system. The emulator is currently pretty limited according to discussions among those who've tried other games, but hacker Dark Element has promised that a user-friendly PSP injector that works on unlocked PS4s is now on the way. This is almost like the epitome of lazy remaster, but it's not like it hasn't even got its own code to run on the PS4, it's just running on a PSP emulator. So the game thinks it's running on a PSP, except it's got these new 4K textures or whatever. But because of the fact that they just made the game run on an emulator, hackers have found a way into that and they can run other games using that emulator now. So that's pretty exciting if you've got an unlocked PlayStation 4 and you want to play PSP games on your big living room telly. That's pretty big news.
And news of the next game in the Battlefield series is almost upon us. Battlefield 1 players discovered this week they could open a previously impenetrable in-game door in one of the game's multiplayer maps, leading to a hidden code in the game carrying the words "Never be the same." EA.com/never be the same takes you to a website that contains a date for May the 23rd and the Battlefield hashtag. So expect some Battlefield 5 news and probably a trailer on May the 23rd. The implied promise being that the series will never be the same. So EA are promising that they are changing things up for Battlefield 5, and it was said in the investor call recently that I read the transcript of between Andrew Wilson and Blake Jorgensen, the two main guys at EA. They were saying that the way you interact with the world in Battlefield, as well as I think it was Anthem and all another game as well, I can't remember, but the way you interact in the world will never be the same. You'll interact with the world in a new way than you have done before. That's what they said, like repeatedly 2 or 3 times during that. So it kind of rings true with this thing here. For me, for my money, what this will be is probably a mobile app. I mean it's new. It's never be the same. You can buy microtransactions now on your mobile app. How cool is that?
So there is a little bit more to this than we told you in the voiceover there. It was quite elaborate. It was just this impenetrable door. You could finally get through the door for the first time ever in the game, I guess, and you went in, there was a bit of a puzzle. That puzzle led you to a tiny little room that if you threw a grenade in, it kind of blew up, and then there was a pipe that was dripping in Morse code, a leaky pipe dripping in Morse code. That's how they got the genius. Never be the same. Leaky. The game's leaked. They leaked the date about more information.
We got that, Mike. We got that.
Leaks. And finally, DayZ, the zombie survival game that's been in development since the dawn of time, has just lost its creative director, just 2,000 years since he first joined the team. DayZ started out as an ace mod for Arma 2 back in the olden days, and has now been in development as a standalone game for 5 years. Director Brian Hicks announced this week he is leaving Bohemia Interactive with a farewell message confirming the news. Hicks says he is simply no longer needed. He wrote, quote, "For the last year, I have been slowly taking more and more of a backseat, as I'm sure some of you have noticed. Over that year, I have made plans for what is next for me and worked for free with Peter Nispesny in a design consultant role." The game's lead producer, Eugene Harton, said testing for DayZ version 0.63 has been a step in the right direction, but said a lot of work remains to be done. A lot of work remains to be done.
Well, there you go. Some of the best games have to be worked on for a long time, Mike.
Yeah, this has got to be some game. So that's the creative director. He's saying, my work here is done. That's essentially what
he should have been saying is, game over, man, game over.
Game over, man, game over.
Hicks from Alien.
Yeah, I have
to explain it. It means it's a shit joke.
The guy said that in Aliens, and his name is Hicks.
I'll just call it Taxi.
It's a f***ing great film.
I'll just leave.
So how about that Steam Link app? Is that something you'd be interested in, playing your Steam library on your phone? Let us know down in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Now there's another video right there which you could watch right now if you want, and the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. We'll see you next time.